Welcome to Houston's Morning News. If you haven't seen the video yet, KTRH.com. Click on the Matt Patrick blog. I want to grab Gabe very quickly from Deer Park. Gabe, welcome to Houston's Morning News. Your thoughts?
Hey, yeah, man, I really ain't too crazy about Quanell X. Although I do understand where he's coming from, I couldn't imagine how it would feel, being an African American pulled over by a police officer, not knowing what the heck's going to happen. You could get, it happens. They get treated wrong.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what? We're going to reach out. We're going to try and show some love. Can I have some music here, please? Before we bring Quanell X on, well, let's bring Quanell X on if we can here. Quanell, welcome back to Houston's Morning News. I got a little music playing, Quanell. I just want to know if we can all be friends, Quanell.
I believe that we all can be friends.
All right, well, good.
If we're willing to be just in how we handle and treat one another.
Well, then let's reach out through the radio waves if we can, Quanell, and maybe all of us here at KTRH on Houston's Morning News can be friends. That's important. Why can't we be friends, Quanell? What the hell is going on? Why are you asking people to fight back? I want to play this soundbite that you gave us yesterday. Hang on one second here so our listeners can hear it. Here's what you said yesterday after you saw the video of the police officer punching the suspect.
We do not condone police officers becoming judge, jury, and executioners out there at scenes where they're arresting quote-unquote suspects. Until we start fighting them back and giving to them what they love giving to us, then will they understand and start changing their behavior.
Quanell, you and I just met this week, and, I'm not feeling the love here. What did you mean by that?
That's not directed at you, Mr. Patrick. You have to understand, sir, that, and many white people need to understand, these police officers are not just doing this to black people. They're doing it to white people also.
But, Quanell, if you fight back against the cops, that's a great way to get a bullet in your head, don't you think?
But wait a minute, Mr. Patrick. I believe that we all have a right to self-defense. If someone walks up to you and you're handcuffed and you're not resisting and you're already under arrest and that person punches you in the mouth, where's the assault charge?
I would agree with Quanell. I agree.
I could punch you and I would not be in jail for an assault charge.
No, listen. What that police officer did was wrong, and she was relieved of duty, and that was the right thing to do. What I'm asking you is, why would you make a statement? And I'm going to ask you to hang on here, and I'm going to grab you on the other side. Why would you make a statement to the black community that encourages them to fight back? Now, I need you to explain what you mean by that, whether it's through the legal system or whether it's through violence. I'm going to play this one more time, then I'm going to come back and ask for your thoughts on it.
We do not condone police officers becoming judge, jury, and executioners out there at scenes where they're arresting quote-unquote suspects. Until we start fighting them back and giving to them what they love giving to us, then will they understand and start changing their behavior. Do not condone police officers becoming judge, jury, and executioners out there at scenes where they're arresting quote-unquote suspects. Until we start fighting them back and giving to them what they love giving to us, then will they understand and start changing their behavior.
Quanell, I appreciate you taking the time to join us here this morning on Houston's Morning News. What did you mean by that, fighting them back?
This is what I meant. When you look at the history of the Houston Police Department and its dealings with the African-American community, in particular black men, we've had case after case after case of black people being victimized, even killed unjustly, and really nothing happens but a slap on the wrist to these police officers. We just witnessed a Chad Holly videotape that I released where it showed these police officers stomping, kicking, and beating this kid, and they were only charged with official oppression.
Do you want them to physically fight back against the Houston Police Department? Do you want them to physically fight back, or do you want them to go through the legal process?
This is what I want my brothers and sisters to do. I want them to do whatever they have to by any means necessary.
Would that mean physically fighting back against the Houston Police Department? Would that mean raising a hand to a police officer?
Mr. Patrick, I want my people to defend themselves.
Yes or no, Quanell? I'm just trying to get to.
This is what it means. If a police officer is violating your human and constitutional rights and he's assaulting you, absolutely you should physically defend yourself. Absolutely.
And you don't have a problem with the fact that if somebody actually did that on your recommendation, being someone that is looked up to in your community, that somebody could literally be killed by doing something like that, that a police officer might use force against someone that, you know, may end up in an altercation far worse than how it started?
Mr. Patrick, they're already killing us and getting away with it, and they still have not changed.
Quanell, are you
not making them change?
But what you're suggesting would sounds almost to me like you want to start a riot of some kind between the police department and the black community. That's not what you're suggesting, right?
No, not at all, because I don't want to see my people burn down their own community and have innocent people hurt and harmed. But what is it going to take to change cops who believe they themselves are above the law? The mayor's not doing it, the DA's office is not doing it, the police chief is not doing it, and everything that they seem to implement does not change the behavior. So it's time that the people do whatever they can do by any means necessary to change the behavior themselves.
And by any means necessary, you are saying to me, I'm going to ask you one more time, that you are saying if you feel that your civil rights are being violated by a police officer, your personal rights, raise your hand to them and strike them if you feel that's necessary.
I'm saying that we have a divine right and a legal right to self-defense. You have a right to defend yourself even against a police officer that's breaking and violating the law under the cover of the badge. You have that right.
Quanell, you and I have had an interesting first week together, and I look forward to many weeks having discussions. I appreciate you taking the time and coming on to Houston's Morning News. You and I probably will not agree too often on things, but I appreciate the fact that you come on and defend yourself.